So I've done a few videos on here now about training and nutrition and really tailored towards getting the body you want. But in reality, that's one part of what I teach. And it's one part that I obviously am very good at with my clients. However, the thing that I see serious results with when I get a client that comes to me that they want to achieve more, they obviously want to work on their body, but I have this strong feeling that if someone wants a better body, they also probably want a better life. And to get that better life, they need to cultivate a better mindset. I feel like how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you are that person that has standards for your body, you're also going to have standards for your relationship and your life and your career. And let's face it, if you were just someone that didn't give a fuck about how they looked and you're happy to be 150 kilos, you probably also wouldn't give a shit about the car you drove, the house you lived in, the kind of life that your missus and you have. So I feel like the people that I attract in within coaching, they also want to develop this strong mindset that is an absolute necessity for creating success in their life. So today I wanted to teach you how you can cultivate this mindset for success, or cultivate this mindset that is very necessary for success. I wanted to give you some actual takeaway things. So two things that you can do that I make, like when I get a client that wants to transform the way they think and really overcome a bunch of shit, there's two things that I get them doing straight away that is going to help them just start that mindset development. So the reason why I push mindset so much is because, like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. But if you're that person that wants to be successful, if someone just came to me for mindset coaching, I'd also get them to do training and nutrition, because that's a massive part of the way you think, right? If you have a gym routine, a training routine, if you're eating healthy whole foods and you're in a calorie deficit, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to build muscle, you're in a calorie surplus. So you've got that routine with your training and nutrition, and you're seeing progress every week, which is increasing your confidence and your self-esteem. It starts to flow into mindset. However, when I get someone that comes to me just wanting to lose weight because they lack confidence, they lack self-esteem, they want, their wife just left them and they want to be able to get a better partner or whatever. Or someone that's super skinny and wants to build muscle. Like, typically they want to do that so they feel better about themselves. And losing weight or building muscle, that's great. However, something that's going to directly influence their confidence, self-esteem, and just their actual outlook as a whole is working on their mindset. And that's where the mindset mastery system comes in, where I take them through this, literally everything that I've ever learned from my, $1 million coaches, $1 million mentors, $1 million programs that I've done. Like I've invested a lot into my personal development and mindset over the last 9 years, having gone from a 19-year-old drug addicted, anxious, depressed person to now, doing multiple high six figures, and next year looking to scale to 7 figures. There's been a bit of a difference in obviously my body going from 65 kilos to now 120 kilos. But the biggest thing that has attributed to, I guess, my success has been my personal development and my direct mindset coaching that I've gone out and seeked and gathered and done. So the Mindset Mastery series that my clients get access to is everything that I've ever learned. And I wanted to run you through the first 3 steps of that because it's very fucking important. But just to wrap up what I was saying, so if I got someone that just wanted to lose weight and build muscle, I also get them working on their mindset, because that's the thing that goes hand in hand with their body, but it also makes sure that they can build that discipline, they can build that motivation, they can build that momentum. And plus there's obviously the benefits of their confidence and self-esteem and all of that. But the mindset is really the biggest thing that I do with coaching, because that's the thing that doesn't just get you in shape, doesn't just get you the body you want, but it gets you the life that you want as well. So running you through the first few steps of the actual mindset mastery system and just the things that I think are the most important and really get below the surface. With my mindset coaching, it's split up into two different areas. We've got overcome and we've got outperform. Overcome is everything that is currently holding you back. So when you set goals, maybe you set them too small, or if I stretch them and make them bigger, what comes up for you, right? If you're like, Ryan, I want to make $200,000 a year. I'm like, all right, sweet. What can you do to make $500,000 a year? Oh, well, I don't think I'm good enough, smart enough, have enough resources to do that. Like all those limiting beliefs start to kick in, which then gives us something that we can actually break through because those limiting beliefs are holding you back. And I always give the example, if let's say you're trying to run a business, right? And you're having this weird block with money, and it may be because you grew up in a household where wealth was looked at negatively, or you had this uncle or even your own mother was like, oh, remember, like money's the root of all evil. Or you had a rich uncle and they were always like, oh, you're such a wanker, like never be like that. So from this young age, you pick up all these beliefs and ideologies from the people around us, and you get to a point in life where those beliefs no longer serve you, and in fact, they're holding you back. And that's where our beliefs as a whole come from when we're a kid. You know, it's from age 1 to 3, and then like 3 to 11, and then there's this whole framework around it. But we pick up these beliefs, and no one's taught the right beliefs. Like now that you're a bit older, you might be like, oh, you know, Uncle Stu's a bit of a dead shit, but you probably picked up some of his beliefs about yourself or the world. So we've got self-beliefs and world beliefs, and those really shape how we think and who we are. And you need to break through them in order to get where you want to go, because without this mindset, and if you've got all this shit under the surface that's holding you back, you're not going to go far, because realistically you're going against your beliefs. You're going against your whole like belief system and how you see the world. So that doesn't add up. And that's really what the overcome portion of mindset mastery is, where we find all the shit under the surface. We find all those limiting beliefs, bad habits, self-fulfilling prophecy, like all these things that just hold you back and really limit how far you can go. So that's the overcome portion. And then there's outperform. And I will say we can't do the outperform if we haven't gone deep and done the overcome and dealt with everything under the surface. But once we've built that strong base and we've overcome the limiting beliefs, we've identified the habits that are getting in the way, we've identified these self-fulfilling prophecies, we've overcome and changed your language patterns that you used on a daily basis, then we can start to look at those little 1-2% changes, those success habits or those high performance habits that are going to help you outperform your competition. Because once we bring you up to that level playing field, then we can start to implement those little tips and tricks and things that you can implement every single day to make you perform way better than anyone else, make you perform better than any of your competition. And that's really going to give you that competitive edge to make sure that you succeed at the absolute highest level. So there's the two things that we do within coaching. We've got the overcome, where we sort of bring you up to scratch and we overcome all the bullshit holding you back. And then we've got the outperform, the high performance habits, the success habits, those little things that we can tweak and change and implement to give you that competitive edge over anyone. And really, this is why it is so important. This is why mindset is so important, and actually putting that focus on your mindset and your personal development. Because if we really look at it, how you think controls your beliefs. And your beliefs control your actions, and your actions dictate your outcomes, right? So if you're thinking shit, thinking poorly, thinking negatively, if you've got all these bad habits that just add to this negative loop cycle, then your beliefs are going to be shit. Or if your beliefs are just shit from the get-go because you have all these limiting beliefs, then your actions are going to be influenced by those first two things and you're not going to get the outcome you want. So we've got to slowly peel back that layer and go, where do you want to end up? What is the outcome that you want to achieve? And then we peel that back and overcome all the bullshit holding you back around that. What actions then do you need to take in order to achieve that? And what beliefs am I going to need to build out and create for myself so that I can actually take those actions consistently in order to achieve the desired outcome? I'm going to say that again because that's really some profound shit when I found this out. Our thoughts influence our beliefs control our actions, and our actions that we take dictate our outcomes. So if we reverse engineer it and go, what's the goals that you want to achieve? Like really without all the limiting beliefs, without any sort of filter that's holding you back, without all the bullshit that's getting in the way, where do you want to end up? What actions do you need to take in order to get there? And then what beliefs must you build out for yourself in order to achieve that? Once we've got that, then we can start looking at feeding your mind the right way so that your thoughts are a lot better, so that your daily mindset practices are a lot better. Because if we do that, then your thoughts are better, your beliefs are better, your actions are better, and your outcomes are better. So that is exactly what we do in the Mindset Mastery videos. The first video is goal setting. We come up with a serious goal for you for every different aspect of your life. So financial goals, relationship goals, physical and health goals. And then we even set happiness goals that are just really that wholesome goal that's going to bring you happiness. My goal is to then push that belief to the next level where you start to feel a bit uneasy so that we can identify those limiting beliefs, because once we've identified the limiting beliefs, then we can do the work necessary into break down those limiting beliefs, create new empowering alternative beliefs, which then flows back to once you have better beliefs, you have better actions and you have better outcomes. So random example, let's say I get a client that wants to lose weight and he also wants to make $200,000 within his business. We obviously come up with the plans so that he can lose weight because we can start that momentum immediately. But with that $200,000 goal, I double it or triple it and really get him thinking bigger and see what comes up. He might think that he's not smart enough or good enough or have enough resources in order to do that. He might think that his team is too small, but all these answers we can overcome. There's a plan that can be put in place for everything, and that is what's going to get him his biggest fucking goal. We do the work necessary to break down each limiting belief, and we create this new empowering alternative belief that's actually going to take him forward towards his goal, as opposed to the limiting belief that would just be putting the brakes on every time he gets a bit of momentum. Once we've done that, then we can come up with those daily and weekly actionable tasks that he needs to do every single day, create a bit of a blueprint and a roadmap so that he can actually go after it. But some people's approach would just be to set the goals, come up with the roadmap, and just start trying to achieve it. Whereas if we haven't done that overcoming work and going a little bit deeper in order to bring you up and bring your beliefs to this level playing field, then you're always going to be trying to get what you want, but coming short. Now, as you can probably tell, it is a little bit of a process, but hopefully you can see how important and how much power that would give you, having done the actual work to overcome those limiting beliefs, the negative self-talk, and just the bullshit that we've picked up along the way that's holding you back up until this point. And truly, that's where personal development and success go hand in hand. We can work on your body, we can get you the results you want physically, but when you start doing that groundbreaking work to actually become a better person, to talk to yourself more positively and actually rewrite your belief system so that you can achieve goals that you didn't even know were possible for you. And really that's the punchline. When you have these shitty beliefs, you don't even know what's out there for you. Once you remove all the self-doubt and all the bullshit holding you back, then you can start to set some real goals because they're not limited by this bullshit that you've picked up along the way. So do the work necessary to overcome all that bullshit, bring yourself mentally up to scratch, and then we can start to focus on implementing those little success habits and high performance habits that's gonna get you outperforming any of your competition. Now, obviously this video is very much focused on why mindset is important, but let me give you some actual tangible things that you can take away and implement right away. Number one is how you feed your mind. Just like your body, if you were feeding it a bunch of toxic, negative shit, your body isn't gonna do well. If you're eating high calorie shit foods, you're gonna get fat. Just like your mindset, if you're watching a bunch of shit on TV, if you're watching a bunch of reality shit, scrolling on TikTok, watching absolute fucking garbage, your mindset is deteriorating. If you can't stay focused for more than 10 seconds and you watch 2 hours of TikTok every day, that is the exact reason why your brain is turning to mush. So it's one thing to limit the negative exposure, but the secret to developing this strong mindset is starting to actually seek out more positive, motivational content. This can be audiobooks on marketing, sales, confidence, business, anything that you're interested in that's actually going to give you value and that will help you learn and grow. You can wake up in the morning, jump on YouTube, look up morning motivation, and start listening to that first thing in the morning, as opposed to jumping on TikTok and just watching absolute garbage that is quite literally just turning your brain to mush. So I'd make sure that you're actually feeding your mind podcasts, audiobooks, things on YouTube that you can watch and listen to and just learn, develop, and become a fucking better human. So try and limit and cut out the negative, toxic content and start feeding your mind with positive, motivational, educational content that starts to change the way you think. Because circling all the way back, if we change the way you're thinking, we're changing your beliefs, we're changing your actions, and you're gonna end up with a different fucking outcome. And then the second thing, really rolling on from the first thing, it's just when this is most important, come up with a solid 10, 15, 20-minute routine in the morning where you're feeding your brain some positive educational content, you're revisiting your goals, and you're planning out your day. I used to do a massive morning routine that took up an hour every single morning. That's more or less just how I spend every morning now, so I don't look at it as a morning routine. But the first thing I do is listen to some motivational, educational, positive kind of content, whether it be an audio book or a clip on YouTube or just something that is changing the way I think and filling my brain full of good thoughts first thing in the morning. Second thing I do is come in here, write out my goals for the next 5 years, just a brief little overview to remind me why the fuck I'm doing all this shit. And then I write out my plan for the day, my top 3 most important things that I need to get done that day. And that will vary obviously day to day, but just giving yourself 10 to 15 minutes in the morning to feed your mind in a much more positive way, as opposed to what a lot of people do and just jump on Instagram, jump on TikTok, get emotionally triggered and feel like shit for the rest of the day. If you're listening to motivational, educational content first thing in the morning, you're gonna pick up on that energy. You're gonna pick up on that and feel energized, feel motivated, feel confident, feel like you actually can go after what you want, as opposed to feeling like a piece of shit that isn't living in Europe, isn't on a 6-week holiday on some private jet, because really that's what Instagram and TikTok is these days. And if you're looking at that first thing in the morning, I can guarantee how you're gonna feel. So first 10, 15 minutes, and I don't wanna hear any shit of, oh mate, I get up too early for all that. If you can't get up 10, 15 minutes earlier to change your entire outlook on life, change your thoughts, change your beliefs, change your actions, and change your outcome, then you don't deserve the fucking outcome. If you can't put in that little bit extra effort to completely change your whole entire belief system in order to change the outcome of your life and the trajectory of your life, then you don't deserve the fucking goal. So wake up 10, 15 minutes earlier, listen to a 5, 10-minute motivational clip, consume some good positive content, write out your goals for the next 2, 5, 10 years, just very loosely, but just put it down on paper to remind yourself what the vision is, so that you can adjust your actions that you're taking every day accordingly and actually achieve what the fuck you want. Without doing that, without putting a pen to paper, without actually mapping it out every day, you're never going to be able to achieve what you want in life, because really, you don't even fucking know what you want. If you have that feeling that you want more, if you have that feeling like you're meant for more, it all starts with actually mapping it out. If you don't know what it is that you want, how can you achieve it? If you say, I want to make more money, I could give you $1 and you've just made more money. You need to get ridiculously clear on what you want. What works even better is if you give yourself a time limit to do it. And this is why it's good to set out a goal for the end of the year, for the end of 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Come up with an actual date that you want to achieve these things by. And then based off that, we can start to do the work necessary to break down all the shit holding you back, and we can create the mindset necessary for actually achieving that. So this is why mindset is important, because yes, your training and nutrition is going to get you the body you want. And I feel like they're very correlated. If you look good, you're going to feel better. If you feel better, you're going to train. If you train, you're going to look better, in which you're going to feel better. So the body and the mind go hand in hand. That's why I'm a body and mindset coach. However, if you spend a bit of time actually developing and cultivating this strong mindset, that's going to be the driving force behind why you achieve your goals. So I'm going to leave this video here. However, in the description below, I'll put the link to my Instagram and my podcast. My Instagram, there's a lot of mindset related content. There's a lot of nutrition and training related content. But my podcast is where I talk about this kind of thing. So if you do want to implement some positive educational, motivational content that is going to start to change the way you think, hit the description below and go and listen to the Apex Performance podcast. If you do have any questions at all, or you want some help with your training, nutrition, and cultivating this mindset that is necessary for success, feel free to message me on Instagram, or I'll put the link to my coaching website down in the description below. If you jump on that website, watch the short video that explains how coaching works, scroll down a little bit, suss out everything, and then you can apply and book in for a call directly with me. However, take away what I've given you here, implement what you can, implement that 10-15 minute morning routine, and actually focus on one, consuming more positive, motivational, educational content that actually feeds your mind, and two, start to get really fucking clear on what you want and revisit that every morning. Write it out and come up with your daily actionable tasks that are actually going to help you achieve what you want. If you have any further questions at all, please put them in the comments below, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll talk to you soon.